Well, hello there, grandchildren. Welcome back to another episode of Granny Goatee's Food Review Show, where Granny Goatee reviews your favorite foods. Thank you for joining me on another episode, grandchildren. Today, we're going to be reviewing an interesting dessert from McDonald's, which incorporates American ideas and Thai ideas, American foods and Thai foods together into a fun dessert called a Bualoy Taro coconut pie, and it actually looks just like this. Take a look at that. We have, grandchildren, the fried coconut taro pie. I'm just going to lift it up so you can see the inside of this. You have the frozen custard, the frozen vanilla custard, and then you have these Thai desserts, which are called Bualoy. And you will find these all over Thailand. Take a look at these. They're little rice balls, okay? And I just want to, get off. So you see those little rice balls? They're rolled, okay, in with rice flour, and they are cooked in coconut milk and sugar. And I believe they are inspired by a Chinese dessert called Tang Yuan. I may be mistaken, and I'll correct that with a little note if I am. But these desserts, Grandpa Goatee loves these, so I was super excited to try this combination. So before talking much more, I'm gonna go ahead and try this out because it's melting on me. It is such a hot day in Phuket, Thailand. Enough with the chitter chatter. By the way, if you're here for the first time, please subscribe, turn on that notification bell, and give me a like if you enjoyed this video. Gosh, those rice flour balls are so pretty. All right, let's try it. Believe it or not, grandchildren, as many times that I've been to Thailand, I have never tried these little rice things. Grandpa Goatee eats them all the time, and they're actually quite good. But first, let's talk about what this frozen yellow thing is. It tastes like a custard syrup that they've drizzled onto this cold ice cream. And the coldness of the ice cream has frozen it into like a crisp, like brittle, like a brittle. You know those toffee brittles? Wow, that is so good. Arguably, so far, my favorite part of this sundae. Let's get some more of these rice flour balls. Now, they are being buried inside of the vanilla ice cream because it's melting, but what they kind of taste like are I don't know, grandchildren, if you've ever had boba before. Oh, party foul. I'm party fouling flowers, but it tastes a little bit like boba. And it has a consistency of boba as well. It's actually really nice. I like it. I think I'm going to try the traditional Thai version to see if it is better than the one that I am trying from McDonald's. Now let's take one more bite and we're going to dig into that taro coconut pie. I cannot get these glasses to sit on my huge ears to save my life. All right, grandchildren. By the way, I went to one of the coolest hot springs that, like, in the entire world, called Khlom Thong. Oh, Grandpa Goatee is going to be mad with my pronunciation. Khlom Thong Hot Spring, which is a hot spring in Krabi, Thailand, that has salt water because it's so close to the beach. And it is one of 5 or like a handful of hot springs in all of the world that has salt water. And I tell you, grandchildren, It was one of the best experiences of my life. Now, I know you don't know about this, but Grandpa Goatee and Granny Goatee love the hot springs. These pies outside of the United States, particularly in Thailand, are so much better than the ones in the United States. They are still deep fried. The taro is nice, not as much filling as I would like, but I would venture to say that because these are put upside down, that you see how I think the vanilla melts that taro and it gets incorporated into this ice cream, which I'm not complaining about. That pie crust is flaky, crispy, sweet and delicious. Okay, so most of the filling was on this side. Let's take a bite, see if we could taste that taro and coconut. The filling is still warm, grandchildren. And that cold vanilla ice cream, how it kind of fuses together in your mouth and then comes to a nice, sure enough, look at that. Look at that. All that taro is inside the ice cream, grandchildren. Wow, this is so good. You know, I think this would be a huge hit in the United States. You know, maybe McDonald's should pick a few locations here and there, maybe in a few major cities, McDonald's, and make them international McDonald's for Americans to come and enjoy some of these foods that you have that are popular around the world, because I think they will be a huge hit. They will be a smash. Maybe open one or two in some major cities, maybe Los Angeles, Miami, New York or something, and see how they do, because I think Americans are hungry for some small changes like this that incorporate tastes from around the world. And I think you will do really well, and it will beef up your profits. I really do. I think it's worth the risk to try this out, McDonald's, because this is fire. It really is. Flavors that we don't have in the United States that I think would really hit well. Even this taro coconut pie. That is so good. Let me tell you a little bit about these hot springs, grandchildren. And I'm going to go ahead and cut some B-roll into it, okay? Now, the one that I went to is called Khlom Thong, okay, in Krabi. That is government owned. It cost me 220 or 230 baht to go inside, which is roughly like $6 or $7, and it costs Thai people right around $1 to go inside. And this is an interesting discrepancy in Thailand, that when you're going to temples, when you're going to different tourist areas, foreigners will always be charged more, and oftentimes Thai people are allowed in for free if it's like a temple or something like that, or at a much cheaper rate, a much more affordable rate. So Grandpa Goatee went in for 40, I went in for 240 or 230 or something like that, but it's completely worth it. Government run facility, and I was there several days in a row. They clean this thing. There's several pools all around the place, and then there's one main pool that all the water comes out of, and they will in the morning empty some of these side pools and clean them out. And it was just the most intense mineral hot spring water, grandchildren, because I have been to many hot springs all over the United States. Particularly, I like the ones in Mammoth. I like the ones in and around Palm Springs. But I have never been in a saltwater hot spring, and I think the mineral content in saltwater hot springs are much higher, because in freshwater hot spring, I can stay in there for 15, 20, 25, even I would venture to say 30 minutes, which I don't recommend if you're not an avid hot springer to go beyond 10 minutes or so. But I have trained myself to be able to go that long. But I tell you, grandchildren, I was not able to stay in these springs for more than 5 or 10 minutes before I had to go and cool my body down with cold water. And I was doing this hot and cold therapy where I would spend 5 or 10 minutes in these springs, then I would go underneath the cold shower, then I would come back, and my body was filled with pain all over the place. And I actually even have an injury now. So Granny Goatee is actually losing muscle because I cannot exercise. And this is actually a recurring injury that maybe we'll talk about in another video that I got after a car accident. But it has really flamed up again, and I really can't do much. Anyway, let's get into these hot springs. Okay, now there are a handful of saltwater hot springs all around the world. This is one of them that I went to, and I hope all of you can get to experience if you are ever in Krabi, Thailand. It's a little bit outside of the town, but it's definitely worth the drive. Another one is the Goatee Hot Springs in Taiwan on Green Island, and it is known for its clear, transparent water with consistent temperatures between 60 and 70 degrees Celsius. Now, the ones that I went to had several different pools. One of the pools was 39 Celsius or 41 Celsius. The other pool was 44 or 45 Celsius to 44 or 45 Celsius. I'm not sure what that is in converting to Fahrenheit. I'll see if I can do the math and throw it up on the screen. Is it math? I'll see if I can do the conversion and throw it up on the screen. I think it's math, but I'm not smart enough to actually know because we roll with Fahrenheit in the United States. The hottest it got was 45, and that was really hot. I mean, hot. Okay, so 60 to 70 has got to be, up there. Now, there are also in Sicily saltwater hot springs on the Aeolian Islands and the island of Pantelleria, rich in sulfur and other minerals, which contribute to their therapeutic properties and their distinct aroma. I bet it smells like boiled rotten eggs in these hot springs in Italy. That smell was not as prevalent as the hot springs here in Thailand, but you could still get a faint smell, a faint scent of that sulfur, ever so faint. And there are other ones in the Kyushu Islands in Japan sprinkled about that are saltwater. So imagine, grandchildren, all over the world, excuse me, just a handful of these hot springs. And I was able to enjoy them, and I hope you enjoyed that B-roll that I was able to incorporate for you. Now, getting back to what this video is all about. Actually, it's about these hot springs too. I'm going to put that in the title because I think it's just such a special place. But regarding this 3 Bualoy Taro coconut thingy-majiggy. I cannot get over how good this custard tasting thing is. I almost want to say it tastes a little bit like the egg floss dessert that Thai people eat. If you're ever in Thailand, you will find egg floss in all sorts of different kinds of desserts, which is basically egg yolk and sugar. And that's exactly what it tastes like. So maybe this is a liquefied version that they hit the ice cream with that gets crispy on contact with the cold ice cream. And it's really good. At 73 baht, which is roughly like $2.20 or something. This is a great dessert. One that is affordable, delicious, different. If you're in Thailand and you want to try something else out, during this time right now when I'm going to be putting this video out, they have this dessert here in all the McDonald's in Thailand. I highly recommend you try it out. I'm going to hit this thing with a 8.2. I mean, for a McDonald's ice cream, it is really yummy. And these little rice balls, they're really good. At a nice chewy consistency, nice chewy texture. A nice sweet flavor that is not overpowering. Really, the most overpowering part is that crispy egg floss drizzle. That's fire. All right, grandchildren, thank you so much for joining Granny Goatee on another episode of Granny Goatee's Food Review Show. I hope you enjoyed the video. Give me a thumbs up if you did. I'm going to be here for a little bit longer. I'm going to try to put out as many videos as I can. But of course, Grandpa Goatee and I are having a good time. But I will try to get out as many as I can because every time I travel outside of the United States, I think it's a great opportunity to incorporate some foods that we don't get to see, that I think are fun and different, and I think it's entertaining and informative. All right, grandchildren, so I will see you on the next video. Thank you so much once again. Peace.